Hey, what's up everyone? Forever Lego Studios here, back again with another video. And guys, welcome to episode 9 of Forever Answering Your Questions. Now, if you're new to this channel or new to this series, basically it is a weekly Q&A series I do here on the channel, where I basically ask you guys to leave your questions relating to Lego Star Wars, or at least mock questions down below in the comments section, and each week I do my best to answer each and every one of them. If I do not get to your question that you left in the previous episode, definitely leave them in the comment section below this week, and I'll do my best to get to them in the next episode. So with all that out, let's get on to today's first question. First question today comes from Bly Productions. He asks, great video, if you could do any Clone Wars battle in the Lego, what would it be? So thank you for the beginning of that. If I can do any kind of Clone Wars battle in Lego without worrying about resources and money and stuff like that, it's kind of difficult to choose because there are a bunch of really cool battles I would love to do. Currently, I am building probably my favorite battle in Lego currently, which is the Battle of Kamino. Other than that, I'd love to do like maybe Umbara. I think that would be a really cool Lego Clone Wars battle, as well as possibly Kashyyyk. That would be also really fun to do. So probably top two would be Umbara or Kashyyyk. I think those two would be insanely fun, especially if I didn't have to worry about funds, parts, or any resources, and kind of just go from unlimited sources. So that'd be pretty cool to do. Next question comes from Jugglet. He asked, I didn't know you had any Batman figures, thumbs up. My question, have you tried Forza Lego? Yes, I do. Actually, I have quite a few Batman figures. I've been kind of collecting up more, I guess more recently, like the previous Lego Batman wave that came out this past summer. I actually picked up most of them. At least I have everything except the like Batcave, which I'm kind of 50-50 on getting. I think it's a good set. It's just I don't know if I want to spend the $90 on getting it. But yeah, I do quite love the Batman figures and stuff like that. To answer your question, have I tried Forza Lego? Yes, I have. I actually played it with my friend Aiden while I was in Indiana this a couple weeks ago. For those of you who don't know, I went and visited my friend Aiden, and he owns the Forza Lego game, and so we kind of played around with that. So that was quite fun, and overall it was a fun game. Next question comes from Sturge Productions. He asked, do you prefer the Lego Rogue One Stormtrooper figure or the new one with dual molded helmet? So if you would have asked me this question like right as like I guess pictures were released or the set actually was released, I probably would have said for sure the Rogue One style of Stormtrooper, or I guess the one that came out around that time frame. The reason why I say if you ask me on that is because of the fact that at that time I loved the Rogue One style of Stormtroopers. I still have an army of them. I have a ton of them kind of miscellaneous in a bin, as well as in one of my walkers. So I got a ton of those guys, which is cool and all. I still love those versions of the Stormtrooper. But honestly, if I had to choose, I'm probably going to go with the new updated one with the molded helmets, just because of the fact that at first I didn't really care for the look of the design. I kind of thought it looked a little awkward and a little weird. But after getting the actual figure, or at least giving it a chance, I must say it's just a fantastic figure and definitely superior. As well as like I would like to build up my army of those Stormtroopers, but it just depends on whether or not I can get that anytime soon, because I'm currently building up a clone army, maybe an Imperial army, maybe down the road. Okay, so next question comes from Imperial Bricks Productions. Yes, great video, man. Thank you for that. How far out do you think of your mocks? Like, how long do you stew on a mock idea before you build it? So that is a good question. I don't know. I can't remember if I've actually gone over this before or not. But basically, it actually takes a bit of time to actually figure out these kind of mock ideas. For the instance of Hoth, it actually took me roughly it was roughly a half a year to figure out that I wanted to do Hoth. And the reason why I mean by that is I knew I wanted to make a large mock, and I knew it was going to be very expensive, as well as it would take a long time. And so I was like, I kind of had to figure out what I wanted to do, because of the fact that I wanted to do something, I just didn't know what to do. And I pretty much picked out like the top choices of what I wanted to do, and I was like, I kind of went through the pros and cons. Was like, pros, like, this is such a cool battle, this is cool figures and stuff like that, and it'd be such an awesome eye pleaser, stuff like that. But the cons to it is like, the funding for that would be insanely overpriced, and so on and so forth. And so I kind of just kept drawing it down to a certain one, which was between Hoth and Sullust. I ended up deciding, yeah, I'm gonna go with Hoth, and definitely was the right choice, because how Hoth blew up, as well as the response at Chicago was fantastic. So Hoth was definitely the right choice. For Camino, it actually took me less time because I started figuring out what I wanted to do like a little over halfway through Hoth, because of the fact that I knew there was going to be something that's going to happen right after it, and I kind of just like, okay, gonna figure it out now. That way I can kind of get a head start, and that's what I did with Camino. I actually figured out that I wanted to do Camino back in February of this year, and I kind of went through those stages I just mentioned like previously, roughly in December and November and early January, kind of figuring that out, and Camino was the highest choice. I was like, well, I better do Camino. And after I figured it out, I'm like, okay, I gotta start designing stuff. I didn't actually start purchasing stuff until like the beginning of June, because I knew, okay, Hoth is coming to a close. Might as well start building my parts up. That way I can actually have a decent collection, as well as start building up my parts for this upcoming mock. So yeah, that's kind of how I go through it, and it does take a little bit of time. Honestly, it is smart if you're working on a large project currently, and you know you're gonna do something else after the fact. It's a good choice to like roughly when you're halfway done with through with the mock, or even if you just like working on it and you get ideas. Oh, that would be a cool mock to work on next. Just get your ideas rolling, because of the fact that you never want to be in this situation where you finish a mock and you have no idea, in like weeks or days or even months after you finish with that, you have no idea what you want to do next, because of the fact that it's just going to take a lot longer, because you're going to have to take time to realize what you want to do, as well as start ordering the parts and on and so forth. And on top of that, you don't want to like randomly pick a mock. Like if you're finished building a large mock a month after, and you're like, oh, I need to build something super large, and then you don't have anything to go off of, and so you like pick some random battle or something like that, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and so you start working on it. You may get bored on that because of the fact that your mind doesn't really have any information on it. Your mind doesn't really like, you haven't been thinking about it, so you're probably gonna get bored out of it pretty quickly. So if you are a large mock builder, or if you're wanting to build your mocks larger, definitely think about what you're gonna do beforehand, and kind of get ideas, start designing stuff, and start I guess prototyping stuff like that before actually announcing or even building anything, because of the fact that if you start building it and prototyping it and you figure out this is boring, I don't want to continue this, or you have even better ideas like, oh, I want to do something else, then nothing happens. You don't have to worry about it because of the fact that the series hasn't started, or you haven't even started on the project. So hopefully that answers your question. Next and final question comes from Robonut3. He asks, how did you come up with your YouTube username? So this is actually a fun little story. Not many people know about this. It's kind of just closer friends that kind of were around me, like Braden and Aiden and people like that when I was first starting my channel. And funny fact is, Forever Lego Studios was not the original name. It was not the original name. It was kind of like wasn't even a secondary one either. For those of you who don't know, the original name was supposed to be Bricks Forever Studios. That was the name, Bricks Forever Studios, BRICKS for Studios. So that was going to be the actual, or Bricks Forever Studios, I forgot the ever part. That was going to be the original name, and if you check out my email, I think I have it in the About page on YouTube, or even on my Instagram. That is part of my email address. And so I really loved the idea of that name back then. And I was like, okay, this is such a cool name, I want to use it. And so what I ended up doing is, before actually typing out the name, this is like way before I actually posted anything. It was kind of just when I was building my channel. And I searched it up on the internet trying to like figure out, okay, does anyone have this name? And there was one person who had like a similar name. I can't remember how very similar it was. I think it was just Bricks Forever. I think that was it. I can't remember. But basically I was like, okay, well, someone's technically already got it. He didn't post much, so technically I could have got away with it. But I was just like, I don't like the idea. I need a new name. And so I kind of just like went over a few ideas. I also really wanted to have the Forever part in my name. I thought that would be very special and very, like, I guess eye-popping, or not really eye-popping, but like an appealing name that would get my name out. And so I was like, okay, I got to figure something out. And I went over a few ideas, including Forever Brick Studios, which was like, I guess, the secondary idea. And so I was like, okay, Forever Brick Studios, how does that sound? I searched it up, no one had it. And I said it aloud a few times because like I wanted to make sure that it sounded appealing off, or I guess rolling off the tongue. And whenever I kept saying Forever Brick Studios, it just did not sound right and did not sound like the right name to go with. And so I continued trying, and I was like, what about Forever Lego Studios? And I said it out loud. I was like, I like that. So I continued saying it, as well as I messaged my friends and a few other people. I was like, what do you guys think of this name? And so all of my friends really liked the name. And so I searched it up on YouTube to make sure that no one else had that name. No one did, which was which made me very happy. So I was like, okay, that's got to be the name, Forever Lego Studios #1. And so I put it in, had that, I put that in for my username, and it's kept like that to this day. And honestly, I don't want to change my name. I love the name Forever Lego Studios. I think it's a fantastic name, and honestly, I don't think I would be I don't think I would have liked going with the Bricks Forever Studios that I had like previously before I started. So I'm very happy with my name, and that's for those of you who didn't know, there's the story of how I got my name. So that was the last one. I think that's gonna be it. I do want to quickly point out, thank you guys for getting me to 500 subscribers. I do want to shout out my friend Brickwiz or Matt, and because of the reason that he did help me on stream hit 500. So huge thank you to that, as well as thank you to all the people who just subscribed. We have hit over 500 subscribers. I'm super happy. I can't thank you guys enough. We're halfway to 1,000, which is kind of my goal for the end of the year. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and we're halfway through there. So thank you all for enjoying, as well as thank you all for subscribing. If you enjoyed, definitely smash that like button, as well as if you're new to this channel, definitely subscribe. Again, we have some awesome content coming around, including this week's episode of Camino, which I'm really happy. I can't wait to show you guys the progress I got done. And let me know, again, if you have any questions relating to Lego Star Wars, or mock questions related, like in this week's episode, definitely leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to get to them in the next episode. So I think that's going to be it. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.